Hey, this is PhotoshopIsland.com. This is the first in a series of tutorials to show you how to use the Photoshop Island Polaroid Transfer templates and grunge borders. This is the most basic tutorial. There are additional advanced tutorials, so if you've already been through this tutorial or if you already understand the basics, you might want to move on to the more advanced tutorials. This one will just cover the most basic, and this image on the screen is where we're going to end up. It'll be really simple to get here. So hey, let's jump into this basic tutorial for the new Polaroid Transfer and Grunge border product from Photoshop Island. The first thing I want to show you is what comes with the product. We'll take a little peek at that. And basically what you see here is there are two template sizes. There's 8x10. These are 8x10 at 300 pixels per inch, and there are 16x20 templates. Again, those are at 300 pixels per inch. And then there's also a set of brushes, which I'll cover in a later tutorial, that allow you to do some customization to the templates themselves. And don't forget that there is a user guide that can help you out. You can click through here and it shows you all the information about the product, a little bit about the layers, and then of course the previews of all the different templates and the brushes, and then a variety of samples that will help you out with some ideas and things too. So those are all the things that are included in the product. Now, I just want to show the most basic use of the product. So I'm going to open up one of these 8x10 templates. I'm going to open up the PT, that stands for Polaroid Transfer, or PT1, or I'm sorry, PTB. So this is the basic template. This is how it opens up. The thing that you'll probably want to do first off is grab your layer palette and make sure that you can see all the layers. And there are a lot of layers in here to work with. This gives you a lot of flexibility for customization. Now the simplest, most easy use of these templates is to just literally drag your image into the template, and basically you can be done with it at that stage if you'd like. So here's a standard template as it would open up in Photoshop, and what I want to show you is the most basic use of the template, which is that you would just drop your image in. You can see that it says your image here. I believe in Photoshop CS5 and 4 that this dragging and dropping function is available. So what you want to do is just grab your image. I already had an image open, but you can just click down, drag it up to the tab that we're working with, which is the Polaroid Transfer B. I'm going to drop that in. Now, I happen to have selected this layer before I dragged that in, so it did automatically drop in the right place. But if you were to drop this in and it were to be on the top layer or something, all you need to do is locate your image below move your image below this clipping path layer, and I've marked that layer with a green so that you can identify it quickly. So our image is in here. One thing that I would recommend, so that if you are going to make changes to these templates that you can keep an original version, would be to save this as a different file so that you can keep a clean copy of your originals. So I'm going to save that, and now I know that I'm working on a copy. The way that these Polaroid Transfer templates are made to work is to make this really easy for you to work with your photos in a way that you like, to use your creativity to create the image that you want. There's a lot of layers in here that you can turn off and on, and I'll go into some different options in the more advanced tutorials. But the basic thing that you want to look at is there's a layer for image texture. This is the texture that is inside the image area. You may want to turn that off so that it doesn't interfere with the quality of your image itself. And then there are also options where you might want to consider multiplying your image. If you decide to multiply your image, you may need to turn this particular your image here guide, just turn that layer off so that it doesn't interfere with what you're working with. And the reason you might want to multiply that is to work with some of the other textures and things that are going on. There is a watercolor texture, which typically a lot of people, when Polaroid transfers were popular, were doing the Polaroid transfers on watercolor paper. So I've created a layer with a watercolor paper texture, and you can either turn that off or on. And if you zoom in very close, I'll get over here, you can see the texture inside the image when I have the watercolor layer on and off. And of course, you can change the opacity to that. It doesn't have to be as strong as it's set to. You can have it very strong, you can have it very faint, or you can just skip it altogether if you don't like that effect, if it's just too much. Let's get zoomed back out again. Now obviously you could scale your image. I'm going to use the Command or Control T and just do a transform and fit the image in here a little bit better. So basically using these Polaroid Transfer Grunge templates is just about that easy. There's not really a whole lot more you need to know other than turning these layers off and on. Now if you want to go on, there are 2 more tutorials that go with this product. So if you want to see how to change the grunge border color, if you want to see how to manipulate the grunge in different ways, to see less or more of that grunge, follow up on the other tutorials that go along with this product. But this tutorial was just designed to show you the most basic, simple use of the product. I hope you enjoyed it. Please check out PhotoshopIsland.com for more information about this product and more information about all of our other products and tutorials. Thank you.